Hey everyone,
Hello, everybody.
here we go with 25 things we've learned in the last 25 years of marriage.
Yes.
We are on number 18 this week.
Number 18.
And this week we're going to be talking about believe the best. Just believe the best. At some point, if you've been married a year, if you've been married 25 years, if you've been married a month, at some point, perhaps, maybe, you will have an opportunity to be offended by your spouse. So now the question is, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the worst of them? That they meant to hurt you, they were trying to get you, that they were trying to purposely injure you? Or are you going to believe the best?
I would have to say, whenever you are married, you're doing work. And so as you are doing work, it's easier to believe the best from somebody who's put in a lot of good work. I remember dating this guy when I was in college, and it seemed like every time I got in his car, he had some item from some female. It was a sweater that she left, an umbrella or something. He's my boyfriend. And I was like, oh, she looked like she needed help, so I gave her a ride home. It was always a story like that. So I didn't trust him because of the work he actually put in for me was negative. And so when it came to men, I was always kind of side-eyeing and wondering when I was going to find a sweater, when I was going to find an umbrella or something. But I would have to say Trent is definitely, I haven't had to do that. So when he does things that maybe could possibly be offensive, I'm not offended by it because he put in a lot of work of love. And so I don't believe it's coming from a negative place.
And some of you may have heard this analogy before, but it's almost like a love bank. And you do positive things and you build up equity, or you build in assets. You make deposits into your love bank versus negative things that make withdrawals and take out debits and cause you to have credit.
Right.
The more positives you put in, the more your love bank has, so that then that when you do have that one little negative thing, it's like, well, look at all this. Like, I can take a minor little withdrawal from that, but there's still so much positivity going on that it's easier for me to overlook that. So, believe the best.
Believe the best.
Don't always go to the worst case scenario. Think about the best case scenario. Sometimes there's a very logical explanation behind something, or perhaps somebody, maybe was a little bit short with you because of maybe they sat in traffic. For those of you that know my deal with traffic, sat in traffic for an hour and got home and their nerves were just a little bit, and then you just caught them at a bad time, at a bad moment, and something was said, and yeah, maybe we need to apologize, but don't go all the way to the point of, they don't love me, and they're cheating and sleeping around, and maybe that's a bit extreme, but sometimes
And it's not extreme if you've had that situation happen to you before. You just have to realize I've had that in my past. And so if you go there, you have to stop yourself, because this is a different person who has different deposits.
How do you stop yourself?
How do you stop yourself? You just have to have a conversation with God. Okay, God, this happened. Am I taking it too far? And God will clearly tell you whether you are going too far and this is not where you should go with this situation.
There's been situations where maybe, I felt like Sandra was, off or something. Is that possible?
I don't think so. I'm too sick for that.
Or something, and God he'll say, now, do you really think she meant it like that? Or do you really think that that's what she was intending? Has she given you any indication in all the history that that would be the way she would act? No, that was just me. My mind was just going there. You know how we do. It's like, okay, let it go. Yes, sir.
And some of us just need to know, if you have a mind that just goes like that, know that that's me and that's where I go. And know that you're going to have the 24 hours, don't say anything. 24 hours, talk to God. God, what do you want me to say? And that's even if you want me to say anything. Because He might tell you in those 24 hours to let it go.
We've talked about that before. Sometimes no words is the best way to go.
Yeah.
So assume good intent. Don't automatically assume negative intent or ill intent. Believe the best of your spouse.
All right.
Scripture.
Scripture for today is 1 Corinthians 13, and that's a popular one. You know that is about love. So we're going to start with verse 7 through 8. Love bears all things, regardless of what comes. Believes all things, looking for the best in each one. Hopes all things, remaining steadfast during difficult times. Endures all things without weakening. Love never fails. It never fades, never ends. Look for the love.
Yep. We're not talking about accepting abuse or doing anything that's where someone's clearly doing something wrong and you're overlooking that. We're talking about the little stuff that happens, the little comments, the little words, and how does love work in a marriage?
And love doesn't hurt.
Right. It believes the best. It always hopes, always perseveres. What's the challenge for today?
Our challenge for today is, if you get offended by your husband or your wife, look for the love. So you might have to do what we mentioned earlier. Take 24 hours, have a conversation with God. Is this something that I need to have a discussion with him or her about? Or do I just need to let it go and look for the best?
Look for the best. The best is there. You gotta look for it. Make sure you're looking for it. Okay.
All right.
That's this week, number 18.
Number 18.
Believe the best. We'll see you all next week. Have a great week.
All right. Bye-bye.